This is the time. Maybe you felt lately like you are walking through your everyday life carrying a heavy, invisible backpack full of rocks. Perhaps you wake up in the morning, and before your feet even touch the floor, there is a profound sense of emotional exhaustion settling over your chest. It is as if you are moving through thick water, feeling emotionally raw, easily depleted, and quietly wondering why absolutely everything feels so incredibly intense right now. You might find that your sleep is deeply disrupted, tossing and turning through the night as your mind races, or perhaps you are waking up feeling like you have lived an entire lifetime in your dreams. Maybe you find yourself crying for what feels like no logical reason, a sudden wave of grief or overwhelm washing over you in the middle of a mundane task. Or maybe you are simply looking around at your life, your routines, your relationships, your environment, and realizing with a quiet, sinking clarity that the things, the places, and even the people that used to fit so perfectly just do not fit anymore. The conversations feel shallow, the spaces feel too tight, the old version of you is suffocating. I want you to pause right here with me. Just stop whatever you are doing, lower your shoulders, and take a deep, intentional breath. Breathe in that realization and breathe out the shame attached to it. If you have been feeling this profound, bone-deep exhaustion, this swirling confusion, or this aching sense that your life is fundamentally changing beneath your feet while you are just trying to keep your balance, I need you to hear this. I need you to let this truth sink deep into your bones, past the anxiety and past the fear. You are not broken, you are not going backwards, you are not losing your grip, and you are certainly not failing at life. What you are doing, right in this very moment, is healing. You are undergoing a massive, foundational reconstruction of your soul. Especially as we step into the accelerated energy of March 26th and 27th, a profound threshold of spiritual awakening, you are being pushed. Sometimes this push feels gentle, like a quiet whisper to rest, and sometimes it feels forcible, like the universe is stripping away everything you thought you knew. You are being moved out of old timelines and survival patterns, and you are being guided into a profoundly new phase of your life. But here is the secret that the loud, aggressive hustle culture will never tell you about leveling up. Before you can step fully into the light and peace of your highest self, you have to shed the heavy, outgrown skin of who you used to be. And shedding skin hurts. It is wildly vulnerable. It leaves you feeling exposed to the elements, and it is entirely exhausting. Today, we are going to have a real, grounded, heart-to-heart conversation about what is actually happening to your mind, body, and spirit right now. Let this space be your safe haven. Let's unpack this together, slowly and with infinite grace. Here is exactly what you can expect in our time together, the reality of the shift. First, we will gently explore the deep emotional and psychological reality of what you are experiencing. We will talk about your nervous system, emotional detoxing, and why stepping into your highest self often triggers a very real sense of grief and exhaustion. The 7 core signs. Next, I will walk you step by step through the 7 undeniable signs that you are not losing your way, but rather actively healing and transitioning into a beautiful, authentic new chapter of your life. Healing the wounds of the heart. Finally, we will close with 3 gentle, trauma-informed, and highly practical steps you can take right now to soothe your nervous system, release trapped physical tension, and deeply anchor your spirit in self-forgiveness. Before we dive into these signs of profound healing, if you find that you need this kind of gentle, spiritual encouragement in your daily life, please take a quick moment to like this video. Share it with a friend who might be carrying a heavy emotional backpack of their own right now, and subscribe to our channel. We are building a safe haven here, and I would love for you to be a part of it. I also want to know who I am sitting with in this sacred space today. Please drop your nation and your city down in the comments below so we can see exactly where everyone in our beautiful global family is watching from. Now, take a deep breath with me and let's begin. Before we even begin to look at the signs of this transition, we need to gently explore why this spiritual and emotional awakening feels so deeply uncomfortable. It is one of the most common questions on the healing journey. Why does stepping into a better, healthier, more authentic version of my life suddenly feel like I am in crisis? Why does peace feel so terrifying? To truly understand this, we have to look at your experience through two beautifully intertwined lenses: your human psychology and your spiritual essence. Let us talk about your physical body first, specifically your beautiful, complex, and fiercely protective nervous system. For so long, we have been taught that our bodies should just naturally accept good things when they arrive. But your nervous system's primary job is not actually to make you happy or fulfilled. Its one and only job is to keep you safe and keep you alive. And to your nervous system, the concept of safe simply means familiar. It does not matter if the familiar is toxic, stressful, or painful. Even if you have lived in chronic survival mode for years, even if you are entirely accustomed to chaotic relationships, walking on eggshells, operating under high stress, or playing small to keep others comfortable, your body intimately recognizes that state. It has built a massive infrastructure on how to survive it. It knows the exact chemical cocktails of cortisol and adrenaline needed to get you through the day. So, what happens when you decide you want more? When you start genuinely healing? When you start asking for deep peace, unconditional abundance, and authentic, gentle love, your nervous system actually hits the internal panic button. It looks at this new, peaceful landscape and screams, "Wait, we do not know this territory. This is uncharted. Where is the chaos we are used to? We are vulnerable here. Go back to what we know." Leaving your comfort zone, even when you are leaving it for something infinitely more beautiful and healthy, triggers a very real biological grief and anxiety response within your body. Your inner child, the part of you that learned to survive by adapting to dysfunction, is terrified of this new stillness. You are quite literally mourning the deeply ingrained survival mechanisms that kept you alive during the hardest, darkest days of your life. When you feel that sudden spike of anxiety right when things are finally going well, it is not self-sabotage. It is simply your nervous system trying to protect you from the unknown. Understanding this is the first step in regulating that response, allowing you to place a hand on your heart and tell your body, "Thank you for protecting me all those years, but we are safe to experience peace now." And then, as we peel back the layers, there is the spiritual reality of what you are experiencing. If the psychological layer is about the nervous system adapting, the spiritual layer is about the soul detoxing. Spiritually, what you are moving through right now is a profound emotional and energetic detox. Think about what happens when someone undergoes a severe physical detox. Before the toxins can fully leave the body, they are stirred up. They enter the bloodstream. They cause headaches, fatigue, and nausea. The person almost always feels significantly worse before they feel better, because the poison has to be brought to the surface in order to be expelled. Emotional detoxing operates on the exact same universal principle. Right now, your heart is quite literally breaking open. It feels painful because it has to stretch beyond its previous limitations to release the trapped resentment, the deeply buried wounds of your inner child, and the heavy limiting beliefs you have carried in your energetic field for decades. You are being emptied out. And you might ask, why? Why do I have to be emptied so painfully? Because the universe, in its infinite wisdom, cannot pour new blessings, profound new love, and an entirely new life into a cup that is already overflowing with the muddy water of your past pain. You have to be made hollow so you can be filled with light. The storm you feel like you are walking through right now, the wind howling around you, tearing down the structures of your old life, it is the storm before the dawn. It is the great clearing out. It is the universe sweeping the floor of your soul to prepare a sacred space for the person you are about to become. As this March 26th and 27th energy accelerates, ushering in this wave of collective healing, Let us look at the specific signs that you are actively transitioning into this new life. As we walk through these, I want you to pay attention to your body. Notice which of these truths makes your shoulders drop or causes you to let out a deep exhale. The first undeniable sign that your life is rapidly changing is a sudden, almost overwhelming craving for deep peace and solitude over chaotic environments. There was likely a time in your life when you could easily tolerate drama. You might have even mistaken it for excitement. You could sit in rooms with people who gossiped. You could overwork yourself to the point of burnout, or you could stay in relationships and situations that constantly kept your adrenaline pumping. But now, that era is over. Suddenly, your tolerance for chaos, superficiality, and energetic noise has dropped to absolutely zero. You find yourself declining invitations just because the energy of the event feels too heavy. You want to stay home, you want to sit in absolute silence, you want to listen to the wind, and you just want to simply be. When this happens, society might try to tell you that you are withdrawing. People might ask why you are being so antisocial. Please, do not mistake this sacred craving for isolation or depression. This is your nervous system finally seeking a healthy, regulated baseline. Your soul is actively craving stillness because stillness is the only place where the water is calm enough for you to finally hear your own intuition reflecting back at you. You are withdrawing from the noise of the world so you can finally listen to the voice of your own heart. The second sign of this profound, energetic shift is that you are grieving relationships, goals, or situations that you previously thought you wanted more than anything. This one is incredibly complex and deeply painful, and I want to hold space and validate that for you right now. You might be looking at a relationship you fought tooth and nail to save, a career path you spent years studying for, or a friendship you thought would last a lifetime. And you are suddenly realizing with a quiet, heartbreaking clarity that it just doesn't resonate anymore. The illusion has completely broken. The lens through which you viewed that person or that life goal has shattered, and you can see the reality of it. You might feel a profound sense of grief, not necessarily because you lost the thing, but because you are mourning the version of yourself that thought you needed it to survive. It is a very specific type of heartbreak to realize that a dream you held so tightly was actually rooted in trauma, in a need for validation, or in a desire to prove your worth to people who could not truly see you. It is perfectly okay to feel sad that something you wanted so badly didn't turn out to be what your soul actually needed. Give yourself the grace to let that grief flow through you. Do not bottle it up. Let the tears fall, because every tear is washing away an old attachment, making room for the authentic connections and purposes that are already making their way to you. As we navigate this heavy shedding process, you will begin to notice that the way you interact with the external world must inherently change to protect this new, fragile peace you are cultivating within. This brings us to the deeper, more actionable shifts occurring in your everyday life, the ones that require immense courage and a willingness to be misunderstood by those committed to the old versions of you. This brings us to the third undeniable sign of your healing, which is the sudden emergence of boundaries that feel absolutely terrifying to set, but completely necessary for your survival. For a very long time, you may have allowed people to cross your invisible lines because to your nervous system, it felt so much safer to keep the peace than to rock the boat. You absorbed other people's discomfort so they wouldn't have to feel it, acting as an emotional sponge for everyone around you. But lately, something deep inside of you is roaring to life. You are finally saying no. You are stepping away from one-sided dynamics, and you are refusing to over-explain your decisions. And let me guess, it feels absolutely terrifying. When you set these new boundaries, your hands might shake, your throat might feel tight, and your inner child is likely screaming in the background, completely terrified that people will abandon you if you stop being entirely compliant. But you are doing it anyway. You are feeling the fear and speaking your truth regardless. I need you to recognize that this is the ultimate, profound sign of trauma integration. You are finally choosing your own self-respect and emotional safety over someone else's comfort, and that is a massive victory for your soul. Closely tied to this is the fourth sign, a sudden, massive drop in your desire to people-please or prove your worth to anyone. Have you noticed lately that you just do not have the energy to convince people to like you anymore? That desperate, aching need to be understood, to over-explain yourself, to prove that you are a good, valuable person, is evaporating like mist. For years, you might have worn a heavy mask, performing a version of yourself that was palatable and pleasing to the outside world. The sheer exhaustion of that performance has finally caught up to you. You are waking up to the beautiful reality that your worth is not a currency you have to frantically earn from other people through acts of service or compliance. Your worth is a birthright. It was yours the moment you took your first breath. This sudden apathy toward people-pleasing is not you becoming cold or uncaring. It is actually you reclaiming your sovereignty. You are finally allowing people to misunderstand you, and you are choosing to deeply understand and validate yourself instead. You are stepping off the exhausting hamster wheel of external validation and finding a quiet, unshakable sanctuary within your own heart. As this energetic purging continues, you will inevitably experience the fifth sign, which manifests as very real physical symptoms of emotional shedding. Your physical body is keeping the score, and right now it is meticulously clearing the ledger of your past traumas. Because our society separates the mind from the body, we often forget that our emotions have a physical weight. You might be experiencing sudden crashing waves of intense fatigue, the kind of soul-deep tiredness where you feel like you could sleep for 10 hours and still need a nap. You might have unexplained aches in your shoulders or your hips, where the body notoriously stores stress and fear. Or perhaps you find yourself bursting into tears at a commercial, a random song, or a memory that floats through your mind unprompted. Please do not pathologize this. This is somatic shedding. Trauma, unexpressed grief, and repressed anger literally get trapped in our fascia, our muscle fibers, and our organs. As your internal vibration rises and you embrace this new chapter, your physical body has to purge the dense, heavy energy of the past. It is literally heavy lifting. Drink plenty of water to help flush these toxins out. Rest without an ounce of guilt. Your body is doing profound energetic surgery right now, and it needs you to be a gentle, cooperative patient. The sixth sign that you are leveling up is a newly developed hyper-awareness of your own patterns, wounds, and triggers. In the past, when someone crossed a boundary or made you feel unseen, you might have simply reacted. You got defensive, you got angry, or you completely shut down and retreated into your shell. You were caught in the rushing river of your emotions, drowning in the current. But now, it is as if there is a separate, entirely calm version of you watching yourself get triggered. You feel the familiar hot flash of anger or the cold sting of rejection rise in your chest, but your higher self is sitting quietly on the riverbank, observing the water. You catch yourself thinking, look at that. That is my core abandonment wound flaring up right now. That is my inner child feeling scared. This is the magnificent awakening of the observer self. You are no longer your triggers. You are the consciousness witnessing them. By simply pausing and acknowledging the root of your pain rather than acting it out, you are stopping cycles of trauma dead in their tracks. You are breaking generational curses just by possessing the courage to witness your own pain without letting it control your actions. And finally, the seventh sign. Beneath the exhaustion, beneath the physical shedding, and beneath the grief of letting go, there is a strange, quiet sense of trust emerging. Even though your external world might currently look like a messy, chaotic construction site with scaffolding everywhere and debris on the ground, deep down in your gut, there is a quiet, persistent whisper saying, We are going to be okay. There is a foundational, unshakable trust building within the very core of your being. It is a profound knowing that you are being guided, held, and protected. It is the realization that the universe is not punishing you with these rapid changes, but rather it is intensely, lovingly preparing you for the life you have always asked for. If you can feel that tiny, warm ember of hope glowing beneath the ashes of your old life, I want you to celebrate. You have successfully crossed the threshold. The worst of the storm is behind you, and you are officially stepping into your new, beautiful reality. If you found yourself nodding along to these signs with tears in your eyes or a deep sigh of relief in your chest, I want to offer you 3 gentle, therapeutic steps to integrate this healing right now. The first step is the daily practice of radical acceptance. Right now, in this very moment, drop the heavy shield of resistance. So much of our psychological suffering comes not from the emotions themselves, but from frantically fighting our emotions. If you are deeply sad today, give yourself the radical permission to just be sad. Say to yourself out loud, I am feeling incredibly overwhelmed today, and considering everything my soul is processing, it makes complete sense that I feel this way. Give yourself the absolute permission to be a messy, beautifully healing human being. When you finally stop fighting the wave, you allow it to carry you gently to the shore. The 6th sign that you are leveling up is a newly developed hyper-awareness of your own patterns, wounds, and triggers. In the past, when someone crossed a boundary or made you feel unseen, you might have simply reacted. You got defensive, you got angry, or you completely shut down and retreated into your shell. You were caught in the rushing river of your emotions, drowning in the current. But now, it is as if there is a separate, entirely calm version of you watching yourself get triggered. You feel the familiar hot flash of anger or the cold sting of rejection rise in your chest, but your higher self is sitting quietly on the riverbank, observing the water. You catch yourself thinking, look at that. That is my core abandonment wound flaring up right now. That is my inner child feeling scared. This is the magnificent awakening of the observer self. You are no longer your triggers. You are the consciousness witnessing them. By simply pausing and acknowledging the root of your pain rather than acting it out, you are stopping cycles of trauma dead in their tracks. You are breaking generational curses just by possessing the courage to witness your own pain without letting it control your actions. And finally, the 7th sign. Beneath the exhaustion, beneath the physical shedding, and beneath the grief of letting go, there is a strange, quiet sense of trust emerging. Even though your external world might currently look like a messy, chaotic construction site with scaffolding everywhere and debris on the ground, deep down in your gut, there is a quiet, persistent whisper saying, "We are going to be okay." There is a foundational, unshakable trust building within the very core of your being. It is a profound knowing that you are being guided, held, and protected. It is the realization that the universe is not punishing you with these rapid changes, but rather it is intensely, lovingly preparing you for the life you have always asked for. If you can feel that tiny, warm ember of hope glowing beneath the ashes of your old life, I want you to celebrate. You have successfully crossed the threshold. The worst of the storm is behind you, and you are officially stepping into your new, beautiful reality. If you found yourself nodding along to these signs with tears in your eyes or a deep sigh of relief in your chest, I want to offer you 3 gentle, therapeutic steps to integrate this healing right now. The first step is the daily practice of radical acceptance. Right now, in this very moment, drop the heavy shield of resistance. So much of our psychological suffering comes not from the emotions themselves, but from frantically fighting our emotions. If you are deeply sad today, give yourself the radical permission to just be sad. Say to yourself out loud, I am feeling incredibly overwhelmed today, and considering everything my soul is processing, it makes complete sense that I feel this way. Give yourself the absolute permission to be a messy, beautifully healing human being. When you finally stop fighting the wave, you allow it to carry you gently to the shore. The second step is engaging in somatic release. When the buzzing anxiety of rapid change gets painfully trapped in your chest, your throat, or the pit of your stomach, we cannot just think our way out of it. We have to physically move it out of the body. I want you to try this later today. Stand up, plant your bare feet firmly on the floor to ground yourself, and just physically shake. Shake your hands vigorously, shake your arms, shake your legs. Vibrate your entire body the way an animal shakes off a startling event in the wild. It might feel silly at first, but this is a deeply ingrained biological mechanism designed to discharge excess adrenaline, cortisol, and trauma from your central nervous system. Let the frantic energy literally move out of your physical vessel, so your mind can find peace. The third, and perhaps most vital step, is adopting a daily self-forgiveness mantra. As you transition into this new phase of life, you might find yourself carrying a heavy burden of guilt. Guilt for the years you feel you lost, the glaring red flags you chose to ignore, or the heartbreaking ways you abandoned your own needs to keep others happy. I invite you to place a warm hand directly over your heart right now. Feel the steady rhythm of your own life force, and repeat this truth with me. I completely forgive myself for what I had to do when I was operating in deep survival mode. I was doing the absolute best I could with the limited tools, the exhaustion, and the wounded perspective I had at the time. I release the guilt. I am safe to do things differently now. Breathe that forgiveness into your heart. Let it wash over the parts of you that are still scared. My beautiful, resilient friend, you are standing on the magnificent precipice of a life that is so much more aligned, so much more peaceful, and so much more vibrantly authentic than the one you are leaving behind. I know that the long bridge between the old you and the new you currently feels shaky, covered in fog, and incredibly intimidating. But I want you to look back for just a moment and see how incredibly far you have already come. Look at the sheer, undeniable resilience pulsing through your veins. Your past wounds, your heartbreaks, and your survival seasons do not dictate the trajectory of your future. They were simply the dark, nutrient-rich soil in which your current, beautiful wisdom was fiercely planted. You are ready for this. The accelerating spiritual energy surrounding us right now is simply a powerful tailwind, catching you at your back, pushing you gently toward the brilliant doors that the universe has already thrown wide open for you. Walk boldly through them. You have done the heavy lifting, and you absolutely deserve the profound peace that is waiting for you on the other side. If this deeply intimate message found its way to your screen at exactly the right time today, please give this video a gentle thumbs up so the algorithm can carry this healing energy to other weary souls who are going through this heavy transition alone. Please subscribe to the channel, join our beautiful community so we can continue to heal, grow, and walk this profound spiritual path together, hand in hand. And most importantly, before you click away, I want you to go down into the comments right now. Tell me which of the 7 signs brought you the deepest sense of peace and validation today, or simply type the words, I am ready to heal, to firmly claim this beautiful energy, to anchor it into your reality, and to signal to the universe that you are finally stepping fully into your brilliant new life. Take a slow, deep breath. Go drink a large glass of water today and treat yourself with the utmost tenderness. I am so incredibly proud of the work you are doing. I am holding space for your beautiful transformation, and I will see you in the next video.